Welcome, everyone. What an honor to be here with you. Mm. Oh my goodness, we made it to Summer Qigong. We made it all the way to summer, to this beautiful journey from flower to flame, revealing the three treasures within. And what a delight to be with you tonight. And we are going to co-create and activate our opening ceremony. And we're going to create our alchemical container. And so this is going to be a interactive session. And we're going to spend about the first 40 minutes or so getting to know each other and tapping into why we're here. And then we'll have a shorter Qigong activation. And then at the end, we'll wrap it up and debrief. And I'm seeing people pop in and out. So I see. That's perfect. So while we're getting started, just make sure everyone has their candle and their candle holder. We're ready with that. And you're going to need your journal and an essential oil. And we, as in tradition here with Path with Harmony, we like to stitch in. So stitching in means that we are going to, each one of us, bring our light together. And that light is going to amplify and create something really beautiful. So when we're stitching in, we're going to, in this session, since we're getting to know each other, there's some new people here, we're going to stitch in and just first, let's just say your name, like introduce yourself and where you're located. And then one word, one beautiful thing that you're bringing into our circle, and then you'll light your candle. Okay, so I'll start just to give you an example. My name is Maria Chaudhry. I'm in Fayetteville, Arkansas, and I am stitching in a sense of beauty. I'm stitching in beauty. Who else is here in our circle?
Hi, everyone. My name is Rochelle, and I am in Sacramento, California. And today I am stitching in the joy of summertime.
I'm Jamie. I'm in Kentucky. And as I'm sitting here, curious as to, what it is I'm bringing in, it's like there's a curious unknown. There's a mystery here. So I'm just holding space for mystery.
Welcome to the mystery. What a great place to be. Nice.
I'm Grace, and I am calling in from Jonesboro, Arkansas, and I am stitching in curiosity.
Curiosity.
My name's Susan, and I'm here in Fayetteville, Arkansas. And I'm going to stitch in coming into the body, embodiment.
Embodiment. Welcome.
I'm Cynthia. I'm in Fayetteville, Arkansas as well. And I am stitching in joy and curiosity today.
Nice. Joy and curiosity.
Hi, I'm Amanda. I'm in San Antonio, Texas, and I'm going to stitch in ease and flow.
Thank you. Ease and flow. Thank you. Wow, we're off to a great start with a lot of beauty and joy, mystery, curiosity, ease and flow. And we're going to bring all that into our bodies. How beautiful. So, I would like to just open us up with a reading with this book, it's not called The Three Treasures, sorry. That's not the name of the book. The name of the book is Between Heaven and Earth. And this book has really shaped the teachings that I've offered this year and really helped ground them into practice. So I'm going to open this up as we activate our fire ceremony. Okay. Do you not see that you and I are branches of one tree? With your rejoicing comes my laughter. With your sadness starts my tears. Love, could life be otherwise with you and me? And that was by Su Wei in 265 AD. But here we go. Fire is dazzling, trembling, exciting, and all-embracing. Summer, the time when plants and creatures develop their fullest potential. It marks the ascendance of the power of fire. Summer conjures up a sense of splendor and fulfillment as we stretch to the limits of our capacity. A brilliant sun climbs to its zenith over full-bloomed magnolias, amidst the hum of bees buzzing. In summer, yang is dominant. Light, warmth, activity, and interaction are at a peak. Fire, like summer, is expansive, radiant, outgoing, and warm. As the sun accelerates the life streams of the earth and the heart squeezes the living juices of the blood through the vessels, imbuing the body with mindfulness. The heart and kidneys are like two ends of a rainbow, distinct and unfathomable, drawing between them the multicolored luminous ribbon of our being, a dimension bounded on one end by water and the other by fire. Fire represents the universal and enveloping space to which we grow and expand. Water determines our longevity. Fire determines our breadth and scope. Water is seed and root. Fire is flower and fruit. Fire can be expressed like this. Situated between the poles, on our journey through the spherical vortex, we see at either end our source and our goal. We are pulled in both directions, since the longing for the womb has its counterpart in the passionate longing for the mystic union with God. That, my love, is a beautiful introduction to what we are about to embark on. A mystical union with God within you. I'm getting excited. I know I brought beauty in, but now I'm bringing excitement in. So, this is going to be interactive, and I'm going to ask you a lot of questions, and some of them are just journal questions. Sometimes one or two of you might feel really compelled to share. Sometimes you might want to put something in the chat, and then sometimes I'll want to hear from all of you, right? But I really want to, while you have your journal handy, I want to just start to drop in here and get curious to why you said yes to coming here. Because you said yes, and then just like fire just, that yes just grows and starts to expand and starts to illuminate all these qualities about ourselves. So let's just open up a little wider into your why. Like, for the simple question is, why did you say yes? But the expanded question starts to be, what are you hoping to receive? What are you hoping to learn? What are you hoping to know? How are you wanting to feel? Yeah. So I invite you to take a minute to feel into that. And why you are willing to commit your time when your time is so precious and there's so many other things you could be doing, that you're choosing to be here with this practice. If anybody's feeling called to share why they said yes, I invite your voice here.
I want to share just because it was so extraordinary how I found you. I was in another class on Zoom, and in that class we worked with archetypes, and I gave myself the homework assignment or whatever to find a Qigong group. And right as that was ending, my phone started ringing on my computer, and I answered it, and it was a friend of mine that I asked, do you know anybody who does Qigong? And she's like, yeah. And she gave me your name. So within like 15 minutes of my making the statement, I'm in the class. I mean, at least I was on the phone with you, and I was like, oh my goodness, because it's all women is important to me. And I'm very grateful to be here.
Ooh, let's bring that in. Talk about rapid manifestation. Yeah. And safety that you're bringing safety and rapid manifestation. And so since you're bringing in safety, I was going to bring this in at the end, but no time like the present. Just right now, has everybody watched the Sacred Agreements video? So yeah, we can all safely say yes. Okay. So there. Thank you, Susan, for setting that container right now. Welcome. Who else? What else is here? What other yeses want to be shared?
Well, my theme for the year, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Just have a different configuration here, so I just want to make sure. My theme for the year has been balance and harmony and deepening my roots. And I started that in winter came through to spring, and so winter. And I suddenly blanked on which is yin and which is yang. I just suddenly like went out of my head. So winter we did
water, yin,
yin. Okay.
and then water, and then we grew with wood, starting to become yang, and now we're in extreme yang.
Right. And I need to, well, I have a need to deepen my connection to the yang now and bring even more balance in. And I'm in a process of a birth right now in my life, and not physical birth, but just clarifying. And so this feels like, and duality has been showing up. The anima and the animus has been coming and showing up in all different areas of my life, and the necessity for that balance during this birth. So that is why I'm here.
And not to be personally curious, but does it feel okay to just give us an insight of what you're birthing into reality?
Yes, I am about 2 weeks, a week and a half away from having enough hours to turn in my paperwork to officially be a licensed professional counselor as opposed to a licensed associate counselor. So I will no longer be under supervision. I am taking on that archetypal mantle myself.
Bam!
So,
Bam!
it's a big one.
It's a huge one. Nice. Nice. Perfect.
And
I'm so
to do
glad
all of
you're
this
here.
in a safe circle of beautiful women.
This is exciting. Let's let that fire illuminate as you birth your profession into the world. Nice.
I can continue off of that, of just we've been going not a year, but we've been on a journey here, and it's been interesting watching the evolution through the seasons, watching my year's intentions hone and become clearer. And starting this year with this intention of strengthening the container, of being able to hold and, widening my capacity to hold this energy. And then this realization that it's like my container is actually really strong and I have a large capacity. It's more the releasing and the moving of the energy that is now ready to be finely tuned. So it's this like noticing, oh yes, I have trouble actually releasing all that I am holding and containing. And so that's just kind of interesting, and bringing this into yang, fire, and again, this movement, and tapping in more into this that is here to be developed.
Beautiful. And the insight between, container, the capacity, I have that. Now that refinement of moving energy, because energy stuck is just stuck. It doesn't have life. Yeah. Welcome to release and flow. Thank you. I'm so glad you're here. With your strong container, I can feel you holding this container. Each one of us starts to hold this circle, right? It's not just me holding the circle holds us, and each one of us is holding the circle. And I feel you holding it.
And I may have to jump off early due to kids coming and going. So if I disappear, that's what happens.
Okay.
I'll go next. Well, I'm new to Qigong, and I just hear good things about it, and I want to receive and also partake in being a part of this group. But most of everything, I just kind of like want to receive. Just trainings and all that stuff makes me tired. And I just want to come over here and just receive, just feel good. Yeah. So thank you.
Thank you for receiving the medicine of the circle. Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful.
I can share quickly. I'm returning to summer as I'm very much enjoying the mystery unfolding through the seasons, and I couldn't miss summer. So, yep. I'm a yes. I'm just a yes.
I'm a yes. Just a yes. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, each season is so different. I mean, it's same, different. You know, that's an official Qigong saying in case you want to know. You're like, what's some Qigong wisdom? You just learned ancient Qigong wisdom right there. And how about you, Amanda, my love?
So I'm here to keep with the commitment to myself for self-care. Excuse me, that I started with to gather in the warmth of the circle and to continue to explore self-healing. And as you were reading the passage, like the biggest image that I was getting was like Olaf and his big warm hugs, and that's kind of like the season that we're kind of going into. So I'm gonna belatedly stitch that in.
Perfect. Oh, beautiful. Commitment and self-healing and beautiful warm hugs of love and protection. And just in brief, why I'm here is because I love this practice. I've practiced this practice for years and years, all by myself. Well, when you practice Qigong, you're never alone because you're with the cosmos and with nature and you're with all beings. So I've never was alone, but then now I'm learning to share it with others, and it has exponentially magnified and changed my practice and changed me. And so for that reason, I'm here, and my body and soul need it. And I also feel like I am being called to it. Something bigger than me is directing me here, and I'm willing to show up. And so we're in summer, and so summer is the season of heart and fire and love and compassion. But I know what it's like. I've had a broken heart, right? I've been on a healing journey, and I feel through Qigong practice, I can legitimately, there's times of the year wherein I can see how I was and then how I am, and I'm exponentially more joyful and lighter and more trusting and more loving directly because of this practice. And I know what it's like to live in balance with fire, in harmony, with respect for fire. And then I also have been burned by fire and had a distorted view of love and beauty. And I've also lived in Northern California where fires have overtaken. And so I have an immense respect for fire, right? And then not even to just mention how much I need to be in circle, with all of you. And all of you, as you can already tell by what you've stitched in, your presence is so important. And I feel really grateful and honored to get to be with all of you because you're so committed to your self-love and to your practice and to your highest prayers for yourself and then holding that for others. each session, I told you, like I just mentioned, is so different, in which each element has magnetized a whole new group of sisters. So each season has had a different group. And I think that's really interesting. And so I just invite you to just take a second to like see and receive the other sisters in the circle. Some are brand new, and some you've been traveling with for a while. Right? And some of you have been traveling together in other circles for a while, and now you're converging and coming together in this space. So that's really beautiful. And one thing I just want to share this is, I know that most of you are space holders, and you're teachers and counselors, and you are present with other people. And I invite you to share this practice with other people, right? So you can share it. At the same time, when we're here, please come here with yourself in mind first, that you're here to receive the practice, not coming in with the teacher mindset, but coming in with the mindset of receiving, and then it will just organically, naturally flow from you when it's ready. I just want you to receive, and like as Grace presence, that's her reason for being here. So let's just take a moment. We figured out who we are. We know why we said yes. Let's just take a moment to create a very simple intention for this session, for this summer. And what I mean by simple is that it's something that you can remember. You'll be like, oh, I remember what my intention is, because it was very simple. And we're going to let this intention, guide you, or like create like the framework, like a garden bed, or like if we're in a fire, it's like the fire pit. And really what your intention is starting to be, it's starting to take a shape. And it's going to take a shape like this candle holder. So it's going to hold your flame. So. I can feel that some of you are aware of your intention, and some of you are still marinating, but do you feel like you're prepared to share your intentions? Okay, great. This part is real beautiful that we share it so that we can just support and amplify you. So let's just let this be like knowing we're actually being magicians here. We're speaking into a circle of powerful women that understand the value of our word and the meanings behind it. And so there's no pressure with this thing. Things can be refined, and at the same time, you're being supported to to speak your intention and your desires into this circle so they can. Okay. Who would like to share? Susan?
Yeah, with that, this is so big, and I have two daughters that have some pretty big health issues going on, and my eldest is having surgery on June 13th to have an adrenal gland removed. And I haven't been able to hold the insane fear and crazy thinking that I've had. So I started going to different groups, and the idea of doing Qigong and grounding in my body has opened me up to, like, I'm going to go out and have fun. I'm going to an improv class. I need to do things that make. I've been a mom for 30 years, and my energy has never left them and just come to me, which is like not good for them, you know? And so that's what my intention is, to continue. Like I love the idea of the container, and this, I have a strong container, but by God, it's about to blow up. You know, I have to have, you know, energy expressed, and then also new ideas that can come in and take little bitty risks that are fun, you know, fun things. So that's my commitment, is about sort of the same, Jamie, as yeah, and everybody. So thank you all, because this is really big for me. I have not been able to. This has been going on for almost a year, and you know, with various surgeries and things, and for both daughters, and yeah, in the past I've just pretty much dissociated, and I don't want to live the rest of my life like that. So thank you.
Yeah. We'll hold you in your presence here. Beautiful. So my invitation for you is, after our time, is to quintessentialize that as a simple something, one sentence that you could remember. Yeah. Would anybody else like to share their intentions?
So for me, this whole year is building up to the summer point. At the very physical level, this is where my physical health gets the worst. And at the spiritual level, this is the archetype. I am here to embody the primal goddess, the fire, the element of fire. And, you know, her words of like, I fuel, I consume. I know how to be the fuel. I know how to be consumed. Again, this flow of energy. And so my intention is her alchemy of fire, which is corpus glorificatum. And that is this body that is utterly purified through fire.
Corpus glorificatum, utterly purified through fire. Beautiful. Whew.
My intention is to learn to open my heart with my inner flame.
I'm going to open my heart with my inner flame. Brilliant. Brilliant.
I wasn't quite sure how to word mine, or to structure it. I wanted it to be succinct this time. So I drew 4 cards before we started, and I got the 6 of Cups, which is pleasure, Ace of Cups, open, clear, trusting heart, as within, so without, equal love for self and others, the 7 of Wands, which is valor, and the Fool. And so I brought all of that together, and the Fool is a state of consciousness we experience before birth and after death, which is perfect for this stage. So my sentence I brought together from all of this is birth myself into this new space of love and healing with pleasure and integrity.
Nice. That was great. Say that one more time, because you're on the brink of doing something. Just one more time.
Mm-hmm. Birth myself into this new space of love and healing with pleasure and integrity.
Brilliant. We're all witnessing you with that. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So for my intention is to cultivate a space for myself to release, rejuvenate, and heal.
Cultivate. Will you say that one more time? Cultivate a space for myself to
Release,
rejuvenate
rejuvenate, and heal.
Release, rejuvenate, and heal.
Yeah, I'm kind of in a similar boat as Susan, and my energy has been elsewhere with things and people, and part of my goal is to do this for me and to have this practice for me, so that I'm, I guess, creating a space or cultivating this space that's where I'm taking care of myself and my needs through these processes that are happening.
Perfect.
However that's supposed
the right place. Mm-hmm. However it looks, however it is. Yeah. Beautiful.
Well, that leaves me kind of like with Susan and Amanda. Some things have happened in the past couple of weeks. Plus, I have felt very tired and my energy level so low. And so my intention is to enjoy self-care and welcome the mysteries of this program into my life. So.
That's perfect. Enjoy self-care. Allow the mystery of this program into your life. Yes. Very perfect. So these are wonderful intentions, and they seem real grounded. They seem alive. They seem alive. I can feel them when you say them. And so, just in brief, I want you to know that you're embarking on a journey. We're about to go on a journey, and every time you're on a journey, you look at the map and you're like, okay, where am I? And then so this is the 4th part of a 5-part series that we've been on. And I just, because of time's sake, I really am going to just briefly let you know that in autumn, we were with the metal element and the archetype of alchemist, right? And we stood in our value and our worth, in our values, and then that helped us create boundaries that were not barriers, but our points of connection. And in autumn, we strengthened our immune system. And then at the end of it, I took you way up into the sky as far as you could possibly go. And then I planted you all the way deep down into the earth like a bulb, right? And then in winter, we connected with the archetype of the philosopher, and we went deep into the dark yin waters of our kidneys. And we rested, we restored, we remembered, we connected with ancestors, and then we were reborn, And I left you piercing the veils, drinking from a chalice. And then we came into springtime and we connected with the archetype of the pioneer. And we embarked on a whole new adventure through the element of wood and the symbol of the tree of life. And we deepened our roots, we expanded our vision, and we just raised to the occasion, and we became stronger. We connected with our maiden self and our wounds and our menstruation, and that just really blossomed us into our power. So then we became resourced, resilient, sovereign, unstoppable, as we let the dragon carry us. Right? And so now here we are as the yang energy is rising and as the heat and the light are amplifying, and we are entering into the flame of our hearts. And we're going to reveal the 3 treasures. And this flame is going to expand and beautify all of our intentions. And it's especially going to enhance and connect us with this beautiful energy of love and compassion and grace and forgiveness as we tend to and care for our hearts, ourselves. But I want to be clear, any part that you've entered in this journey, you haven't missed out. You're on your own journeys, right? You're at the right place at the right time. I just want you to know what been, like you're just walking in, and so you kind of know what's been going on here. Okay, where am I? What's happening? This is where you are, right? And then where we're going to go after this fire, I haven't told any of you this before, but where we're going to go after the fire is going to burn, and then it's going to create ashes, and that ashes is going to become earth, and then we're going to go into the earth, and we'll really deepen into our 5 element practice, and we'll integrate the whole thing, and we'll meet the peacemaker. That's at the other side. But I want to just connect really personally here with each one of you as you're on this journey, on this map. You're connecting with yourself, and we've already connected with why you said yes. You set an intention. You've got curious of what you want to know, what you want to feel, right? And so when you're thinking about what you want to know, how much of what you want to know do you already know? How much of what you want to feel do you already feel? Right? I'm just planting this seed, right? So you can start to be like, what? I want to feel in my body, but I'm actually still taking care of everybody else, right? And so in brief, I want to share with you, right before we're going to start our Qigong practice in a minute, but I want to share with you what a balanced fire element looks like. A person that has a very balanced fire element, what are they like? So a person that has a balanced fire element, they are affectionate and open. They're expansive. They're very generous. They're intuitive. They're compassionate, loving, warm, bright. They're devoted. They're very aware. They have this lively sense of humor. They're jovial. They're optimistic. They're genuinely concerned about the happiness of everyone around them. It's easy for them to get involved with others. They're very imaginative and articulate and have a passion for contact. They want to contact. They want to touch you. They want to talk to you. Tongue is related to heart. They want to talk, and they want to be in contact. So fire, people that have a lot of fire and they identify with fire, they're orators and they're speakers and they're teachers, right? It's easy to make friends, and they're incredibly passionate and sensual and enjoy physical touch, intimacy, lovemaking, and everything that they enjoy, they want to give it to you for you to enjoy it too. They want to share all that. That's like a imbalanced and harmonized fire. But then let's look at what an exaggerated fire element might be, or a collapsed fire element. So a person that's not in harmony, they sometimes are like in their head. I can identify with this. In their head, feeding a fantasy, And then they start to generate all these unrealistic expectations about that fantasy, and then get completely disappointed about it. And then when that happens, it's like, oh, they lost their spirit. Their buoyancy just boom, deflates over something they generated in their head. And when they're expanded or contraction, it's like this pendulum that swings from euphoria to anguish, to being frenzied, to really melancholic, gregarious to isolated, talkative to passive, seductive and alluring to being very timid. Right? So when they're collapsed, instead of being warm and bright, they're pale, they're cold, they're frightened, they're easily confused and easily tip into this anxious part. And then when that happens, their sensitivity turns into vulnerability, and their intuition turns into suspicion. And then they start to be filled with doubt. So whether someone is exaggerated or collapsed, their boundaries are soft. So they can easily expand or easily shrink depending on the emotional stress that they have. So if they have an emotion, then they expand or they contract based on their emotion. They're not necessarily holding their center. And when they're really expanded, they can merge and become everyone. Or they dissipate and they become no one. Right? And so for the fire element, it's really, the invitation is to maintain a clear identity of self without sacrificing sensitivity and without sacrificing being open. So just as your own personal self-reflection on a scale of 1 to 10, how balanced is your fire element right now? And this is a journal question. This is something for you to think about. And I invite you to think about it, maybe write it down. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm and that's just for you to kind of have. So when you can reflect in the beginning of where you are, and then at the end, oh, maybe I can see where I've come, how far I've gone. And so I'm wanting us to just have that peace, and then I just want to move forward because it's time for us to start to practice Qigong, but there's one more important piece before we've practiced, and many of us have already experienced it in some form or fashion, even before we started, and that is resistance, right? Resistance is a normal part of our experience. And in the summer season, especially, we are entering into the flame of our hearts, right? We're expanding our capacity to love and for compassion and for joy. And we also want to honor what is, what's present, what's real. And all of us are mature women here, right? So we have all lived, we've all loved, we've all lost, we've experienced ecstasy, we've experienced heartache. And in this practice, we're going to be activating this energy. We're intentionally coming here, and we're going to cleanse and clear and release old energy in our hearts. And we're going to release it out of our associated meridians that are often like armored with this physical and emotional toxins that make us feel, like I read on the list, anxious, makes us feel confused, makes us feel like we have difficulty with boundaries, and it makes us where it's hard for us to share pleasure with others. And so when we expand our capacity for love, it's normal for us to experience resistance because that's a normal part of growth and transformation. So we want to welcome it and understand that it's normal, knowing that, because we have to know that we're in Qigong, one of the beautiful benefits of Qigong is we transform emotions from one emotion into another. So if we're going to transform anxiety and apathy, and in extreme cases, I'm not picking it up in this circle, but people that have unhealthy hearts, they experience hatred, and that's an undercurrent, and that is a very dense negative emotion that's in summer, and that's just part of the field that we're in, right? And so if we are going to transform that into love, joy, bliss, and ecstasy, it's inevitable that we're going to come up against something. So I just want to just presence that and bring that forward, because like I said, we're transforming apathy into compassion, hatred into love. And in order to do that, we have to come in contact with ourselves and our wounds and our beliefs and our patterns, and then we can respond to them with compassion and with space. And then ultimately we can love ourselves, right? And then we can move forward, and then we can move from pain, and we can move away from isolation into union. And so I've had a call with many of you. It's already shown up. And so I just want to ask each one of you and acknowledge each one of you. You said yes, you know it's here. And when you know yourself, and you're in your heart and you know yourself and you're able to honor what is, and when you drop in and you start to think about resistance to beauty and love and sensuality and heart and all these things, what ways do you anticipate resistance showing up for you? How and in what ways do you anticipate it showing up? And then I just kind of want to give you a second to really feel into that. And then I want to ask you, how do you want to respond to it when it shows up? What energy do you want to bring when it's showing up? How can you take care of yourself when you notice it? What do you want to do or say, or who do you want to reach out to? You can always reach out to me, obviously. Always reach out to me. Maybe your other sisters. I'd love to maybe hear from one or two of you. I definitely want you to write it down, because we're about to practice our
I so relate to everything you've just said. Thank you so much. And my energy starts getting very intense. And so when that starts to happen, because it carries thoughts and feelings and everything else with it. And so I need to bring it in and down. And even my dogs are like coming around. They're like, here she goes. So, I mean, I'm hot, I'm sweaty. All of a sudden I haven't been, and the sun's gone now. So I find this very curious, and it's excitement. Mm-hmm. And it can be like a flame. It can, if I can recognize this is happening and contain it a bit so that it can burn through whatever it needs to burn through. Instead of just letting it go, you know?
Right. Yeah. And so what I'm hearing you say is recognizing it and containing it and letting it come in, let it burn through. Yeah. So let's just explore how that is. And as each moment's going to have a unique response, unique, appropriate response. But my loves, it's time for us to practice. Unless somebody else feels like they have a burning way they want to acknowledge their resistance, then let's go into our Qigong practice. This is a Qigong activation, so it's going to be a little bit of a shorter practice, and I'm seeding the pathway for what we're going to experience. Okay, so I invite you to find your feet. And, oh, very, very important. Go ahead and grab your essential oil. So, as we're finding our feet, we're activating our container. We're at a full moon. Full moons always bring out this beauty of the goddess of love. And we are in the strawberry full moon, which is a plump, juicy, red, beautiful time. And so we are going to answer one of the primary questions. That's a Qigong question is, where am I? And we're going to answer it with the help of the goddess of love. And so you are invited to, as we're starting this activation, just kind of gently sway and move your body. Get comfortable in your space. And I invite you to take your oil and roll your bottle in your hands. And as you are rolling this bottle in your hands and you're just getting oriented, start to drop into the question, where am I? Where am I? Now, all of us, we're all over the United States in different places, different lives, but we all have the same answer. Where am I? I am right here. My body is always in the present moment. My mind and my emotions might not be in the present moment, but my body always is. I am here. How do I know I'm here? Well, let's elicit these wonderful senses in our body to help us know we're here. So first of all, see the space you're in with your eyes. I know I'm here because I can see the room I'm in. I know I'm here because I can see this bottle in my hands. And now go ahead and open your bottle and smell it. I know I'm here because I can smell this aroma. And take a drop or two on the palms of your hands. And rubbing your hands together, inhale. And invite this beautiful, intoxicating aroma into your body. And let it enliven you. Let it bring a smile to your face. And now start to anoint your body in a way that feels really appropriate for you. I know I'm here because I can feel my hands touching my body, gently, reverently caressing and anointing my temple. I can feel my hands on my body. I can feel my feet grounded onto the floor and into the earth. I can taste. Take your tongue and run your tongue across your teeth and lips. Taste the flavor of your own mouth. Listen, open your perception, open your ears and hear the music. Hear your breath. Hear the sounds around you. Where am I? I am right here. My body has sensation, and my senses are alive with pleasure and beauty. And as you're bringing yourself into this present moment with the senses of your body, you are at the gate of the awakening heart. And I'm here, my love, as the gate guardian, loving you. What appears to be in the way of you opening your heart even more fully? And even though you're in your own space, I invite you to say it out loud. Be honest with yourself. Do not censor yourself. This is one of the greatest acts of self-love, is your honesty and your presence. So I invite you to say it out loud. And when you do, bring your hands and feet together. And with a humble bow, lay that down at the gate. And when you're ready, taking a nice deep breath, taking as many breaths as you need to slowly fill your body with oxygen, with life force, with love, as you unfurl your spine and rise to the occasion. And to the left side of you, I'm not mirroring you in this moment, to the left side of you, imagine there's a threshold, because there is. And when you're ready, step across that threshold. And you are now entered into our sanctuary. You have one foot rooted in your life, in your home and in your space, and one foot rooted in our circle. We're collectively standing together in circle with our hearts open, with our bodies active in this present moment. So let's start our practice as we do many times. I know this is the first time for some of you, so just have fun with this. This is called 7 stars tapping. Your feet are rooted, and you're just gently turning from your hips and your waist, and you're gently knocking on your lower abdomen and on your sacrum. You are activating energy in your body. This is both activating and cleansing and clearing. And now bring your hands just a little higher, just above your belly button. And bring your hand a little higher on your back. You're activating your solar plexus here. And now open your hands and slap your ribs. This is your liver. And as you do, this is the widest part of the movement here. So if you really want to stretch out here and your hands open up, see how you're creating space, a force field around you, a field of protection. This is your space. This is an extension of you. Bringing your hands up to your chest, knocking the front of your chest and the back of your chest. And here you can use the sound of the heart, which is ah, to release and let go. Ah. Bringing your hands like a knife hand, just gently knocking on your shoulder blades. The other hand is knocking on your back between your shoulder blades, and the other one is on the tops of your shoulders. This is a point for clear thinking, for lowering your blood pressure, for clarity, for calmness. Now very softly tapping at your temples. This is activating the light parts of your brain, your hippocampus. You're going on a journey. This part of your brain knows how to make it through, always knows how to find itself, never is lost. This one knows that they belong. Now the top of your head and your sacrum. You're putting yourself in your place. Your crown and your sacrum. You're tapping your bones. Say something here that's true, that you can believe. I love you. I care for you. I am devoted to your wellness. Now we're going to travel back down. Softly tap your temples. As with any good journey, you go there and then you know how to come back. So down to your shoulder blades. Down to your chest. And down to your liver. Really opening your body, expanding your body, warming your body, activating energy, and clearing stagnant, stuck energy. We're alchemists. There's a recipe that you'll learn to follow. This is one of the critical pieces to transformation right here. Good. Down to your solar plexus, knocking above your belly button. And then down to your lower dantian. Below your belly button, just above your pubic bone. And now start to let this movement slow down. And now we're about to transform this movement. This is a very yang, activated movement. Now we're going to transform this movement. Same movement essentially, but you're no longer touching your body. This is called water waves. Let this water cleanse and nourish, and let this water wash away anything that you do not need at this moment. Cool water on a hot summer day. And now let this water waves really come into, remember your body senses. Feel the form, feel how solid the ground is. Feel your feet on the ground, on the floor. Feel your hands softly flowing through the energy around you. And start to slow this down even more. Even more slowly. Until you start to come to stillness. So slow. Coming to stillness. And just sense and feel your body. Feel the tingling, feel the spaciousness. Right? You're already activating energy. And since tonight is a shorter practice, we're going to just drop right into the flow. And so it's called opening the flow. And so when you inhale, your hands will rise with your breath. And as you exhale, your hands gently float down. And just allow this movement to become soft and fluid. With your breath, as you inhale, your weight kind of shifts towards your heels as your hands rise. And as you exhale, your hands float down. You might rock a little bit forward. Inhale is a gentle spine wave as your hands rise. You are tapping into the flow. The flow implies you're in relation with something. You're connecting to something bigger than you. So softly, letting this water-like movement bring a sense of tranquility and peace. Enjoying the movement. Receiving the movement. Let it move you. Open yourself up to the possibility to be moved. Now, it's so beautiful. From here, we're building on this movement. Opening the flow to the 6 directions. And so, when your hands float up, that's your inhale. And that part of that inhale, your hands will come toward your chest. And now when you exhale, you're going to push your hands forward. And now soften your palms. We're going to go real slow right here just for you to sense and feel. Feel this energy in front of you. You can just gently just soften your elbows and feel this energy in front of you. Feel it in the palm of your hands. And so from here, you've exhaled as you push out. So now when you inhale, imagine you're breathing in, you're drawing this energy into the palm of your hands, in through your arms, into your chest, into your heart center, and drawing it close to your chest. And then when you're ready, you're going to exhale and you're going to extend your arms out. Your hands are going to stay on your peripheral and you're going to extend your arms out to this wider universe. And just soften here for a minute. Soften your elbows and just feel this energy that's out to the sides of you. And we're just getting started. So you might feel a lot of energy or you might not. That's totally perfectly fine. You're learning the recipe here. Okay, so now when you inhale, drop your elbows, inhale, draw this energy into the palms of your hands, and now turn your palms to be facing at the level of your third eye. Your palms are facing each other. And just imagine or sense or feel that there is energy in the palms of your hands. And sense and feel that there's energy in the center of your head. This is your upper dantian. This is the crystal chamber. This is Shen. You'll learn all about Shen, spirit consciousness. Now, lower your hands to your heart center. This is your middle dantian. Feel the energy in the palm of your hands. And just sense and feel and explore what the energy feels like in your heart center. My heart center feels very different than my Shen. It feels more expansive. This middle dantian is associated with Qi. And now lower your hands to your lower dantian, turning your fingers facing down toward the earth. This is your lower dantian. This energy, this is your bio battery. This is a very important place. We'll spend a lot of time here. This is the energy of Jing. The three treasures are Jing, Qi, and Shen. Let's open the flow again. Pull your hands in. As you exhale, press out. Sink, give it a little power. Inhale, draw this energy in. And extend out. Open your eyes. See, sense, feel, know that this expansive energy, this universal energy is right here. You can feel it. Inhale, draw it in. Draw it into your Shen. This is spirit energy, universal consciousness, cosmic, divine. Down into your heart. This is the middle realm. This is the space between earth and sky. This is nature. This is your emotions. Shen and Qi, the upper and middle dantian, hold formless energy, thoughts and feelings. Bring down. This is the energy of earth, of form, of magnetism, of the magnetic field. This is where your primal energy lives, your sexual energy. Inhale. Press. Let's make this one fluid motion. Inhale back. Press out. Inhale, draw it in. And let your hands float down as you exhale, stringing together each of these three centers of power within you. Again, hands float. Extend out. Receive. Integrate. Let's do this in silence. I know you're just learning. Let's see what comes through. So beautiful. I see all of you are getting it. Let's let this be our last one. You'll know this form. This will be part of your repertoire. Down, integrating head, heart, belly. Now here, hold this chi ball. You can maybe feel some energy as you press and then pull it back. Since we're activating our circle today in our heart, bring this chi ball up to your heart and just seal it into your heart. If you want, you can even do it hands not touching if you want to do that, or you can just lay your hands on your heart. Whatever feels the most, where you feel the most chi. And I invite you here to take a nice deep breath as you connect with your heart center. And as you do, breathe in and invite a smile to your lips. Curl up the edges of your lips, even your eyebrows kind of lift. And then as you exhale, melt that smile into your heart. Let's do that a few times. Inhale, smiling like a nice big grin. And then as you exhale, melt that smile into your heart. And as we're smiling, imagine you're at a sunset. Beautiful place in nature. And you can see the golden light of the sunset, and invite that golden light to beam into your heart as you melt that smile into your heart with the light of the golden sunlight, activating your heart space. So what starts to happen is it's as if your heart starts to smile, and it receives that golden light, and it starts to shine a golden light. And now let this smiling golden heart bloom. It might turn into a beautiful rose. The color in Qigong for your heart is gold, and it's associated with a red rose. So seeing your heart smiling, bathing in golden light, blooming as a beautiful red rose. Now I invite you to connect with the petals of that rose and start to release the petals into your space. Just any way that feels natural. You are just tossing the petals onto the floor of your sanctuary. These are petals of your love, of your joy. You're infusing your petals with your intention, and they become a sacred offering. You can imagine that you're tossing your petals into your sacred fires of your heart as offerings. You're tossing and offering these petals into your life, into the people that you care for, into your kitchen, into the diet that you eat, the food that you eat, into your movement practice, into all the ways you care for yourself, all the ways you may teach or see clients. You're extending these petals now to your realm outside of you, those that you're with, that you hold space for. Right? So first you tended to yourself, and then you extended your sphere a little bit to those around you, offering these petals of devotion of your heart, love, and joy. And now I invite you to meet the sisters in the screen, if you can see them, and start to offer your heart and your petals to them. Beautiful. I'm receiving. And so, yeah, I can really receive you and share with you, sharing from our heart, sharing our golden, smiling, loving rose heart. And so now I invite you to bring your hands to your heart, really press your knuckles in to your heart and bring your feet together. And this is an activation, so we are coming to a completion with this practice. We are just planting this, igniting the fire of our hearts here. And so as your hands and feet are together, I invite you to drop your mind down, deep down, through your body, all the way through your body down into the earth, where you start to become like a hollow reed. You start to feel yourself just as we complete, just feel empty and peaceful. And now in the springtime, if we were connecting with wood, I would call this bamboo, sways in the wind. But since we're in the summer, we're becoming a candle with a flickering flame. So allow yourself to softly dance as your flame responds to the energy all around you and the energy within you as you illuminate. The more silent you become on the inside, the brighter you glow. Beautiful. So as we're completing for tonight, we're going to bow out as we do in our tradition. So right hand makes a fist. This is yang. Left hand covers it. So this would be fire. The left hand covers it, yin. This will be water. Bring fire and water together. Bring it into your heart. And then when you're ready, bow forward and release your hands into the circle. And as we bow forward, we're bowing to the practice. We're bowing to this new journey. We're bowing to the fire, to all the intentions that were shared here tonight. We're bowing to our teachers, teachers, and the teacher within. And really, we're also bowing to your great courage and great love. And when you feel ready, you inhale and you receive all that humbleness and all that honor and beauty into your heart. And then with that left foot, step back across the threshold. And you're invited to journal for a few minutes in silence. And we'll come back and we'll stitch out. You're invited to journal whatever comes to you naturally about the experience. But if you wanted a journal prompt, it would be, how is your body a portal for pleasure? And how is your presence an act of beauty? Beautiful. Seeming like most people are complete here. So I would love to hear, I really want to honor time. So I would love to hear maybe what you received from this short activation or from this whole session. What seems alive? What are you receiving? Maybe another word I could say is what seems important.
For me, the whole session has been very healing, and I feel very relaxed. So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
In my process in the last few days or month, really, I've been clearing out a lot of old stuff, which has included some grief. And I couldn't quite feel access to my heart. It was like, So I've been doing my daily gratitudes to try to get there, but it just hasn't quite felt like what I know I can feel, and got access to my heart in our practice. And I felt the integration of it all, but mostly I could feel that it was even more expansive than it ever has been. So thank you. And thank you.
Hey. Oh, beautiful.
I feel grounded and energized at the same time. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Marie.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
I was actually surprised that my mind was very clear and open. And when I got to my heart, it was feeling cloudy in there. And that was surprising to me. But the last couple of days, it's been kind of cloudy in there. So it was a good reflection. I was like, okay. And I've been kind of working through that. So it was very much interesting to feel my physicalness matching my emotional body, like the way my emotional body feels. So it was surprising, but not like unexpected, if that makes sense. That's kind of a weird way to say it, but yeah. Thank you. I don't know what else I got.
Well, it almost, just not to put words in your mouth, but what I received was it felt validating. Like, oh, that's what I've been feeling. I can feel what I've been feeling. So awareness was brought. Like, so we'll work next session. You actually did a big part of the Qigong practice. I'm aware of this, right? That's Qi turning into Shen, and then Shen coming back to Qi. So that's important. You're doing the practice. Most of the time when you share something, and it's usually that question mark that comes through, and then I'm like, oh, you did it. You got it. You did it.
I thought it was interesting too, when I got to my Dantian, that was expansive again. Like the tops and the top and the bottom were really open, and the heart was cloudy and kind of that way. And you're right, that's exactly how I was feeling. I was like, oh, yeah, it's there.
It's there. There.
I really embodied the candle and the flame tonight. I felt like the kind of the energy and the flicker and the fuel of that, and definitely the heat of that. I put my hair up. I was like, my head was the flickering flame, and yeah, so lots of heat coming through.
Brilliant. So this practice, we're going to expand our next session. We're not going to do as much talking in the beginning. We're just going to come in, we're going to stitch in, and I really would like us to have a full Qigong practice. And so we're going to go over this, but we're going to expand on what you've learned today and just really deepen it, and you'll get a better sense of it. And I've said this to some of you already know, but I'm just saying, in the learning portal is the place for like deepening things, or like if I'm not every session, because sometimes I just don't have time, but some sessions I make like a video and a meditation and a handout and all this stuff. Some sessions, and then sometimes I don't. But that's where the extra like teaching kind of practices. So if you have questions about Jing, Qi, and Shen, you'll find that as each week progresses, you'll find that there. We're about to bow out. We're about to stitch out. I just want to make sure the two new sisters know about joining the Facebook group if you'd like. I'm not sure if we're friends on Facebook. Actually, I don't know if we're friends on Facebook. So I might need to send you a friend request, or you need to follow pathwithharmony.com, and then you can join the Facebook group. And that's where we just share, usually the day after, I might have something to share. And then if you want to share your altar, I have an altar set up, and other sisters have altars set up. They can share their altars and just what's coming through. See, Rochelle's got her altar all illuminated there. And so that's just a fun place. It's an option. And I think that's good for now. So let's stitch out. And so stitching out, we just say one word when we leave, just if you distill down your experience, what you're taking with what you received today and that you're going to carry with you into the night. And then we'll stitch out together. Like it'll just be like we open our circle together and we'll close it.
Balance.
Gratitude.
Clarity.
Warmth.
Two words: open heart.
Open.
And if I can just say, Grace and Susan, I'm super excited to have you in our group, and I can already feel this is going to be so super special. So yay, I'm glad you're here.
I'm feeling awesome. And thank you for that extra little piece of invite, because it does feel like this is beautiful. We can feel this space opening. Our hearts are opening. We can feel the warmth of our bodies. We can feel the love in the room, right? So with that, we're going to say good night and see you next week. Maybe see you in Facebook, and bid you farewell.
Good night. Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Have a good week, sisters.
Good night.
Good night.
Have a good week, sisters.
You too. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye, darling. Thanks, love.
Thank you. How are you doing? I know you're about to go. Just in brief, how are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good. I am working on the garden space. So clearing and changing and planting, and I'm trying to get that in order before I'm on vacation. So I'm not working. I'm just free as a bird right now. It's nice.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. That's why I was like, the joy of summer is here.
The garden's growing.
How are you doing?
I'm doing really good. Every season has been so different, but like, I actually feel really peaceful about this one.
Yeah. I feel that from you, actually. I can feel that also. Like, I was feeling in today and like changing up my altar space and stuff. And I was like, oh yeah, I feel calm and I feel like really, but I'm also excited because I know there's going to be a
Yeah.
lot stirring up, which is really
Mhm.
like, I'm excited about that. I'm a little sad our Magdalene class is over tomorrow.
I know. I
It's our
know.
last one, right? But
I
that's
think, yeah.
okay. It's okay. It's one of those things. So I had a really great full moon. Did you have a good full moon on Saturday?
I did. Well, Saturday it just rained and it was awesome. Thunder and lightning. We need it. Like it's so dry all of a sudden. So it rained
Yeah.
and rained. It's very beautiful. And then in the nighttime, I'm gonna put a stop right here.